Hello everybody, and welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons! Today I've got the webcam in a different place. And I just got out of bed. Laura from Diva, skip this better be, and last time I did the big spring cleaning, I cleared out the closet and found a whole pile of plushies I forgot about. I used to be scared good at crane games. I'd just throw them out. I mean, buried in plushies. You can't throw out plushies. That's how they work. They're family. You gotta keep them. Unless you find them a good home, you gotta keep them. That's just how it works. Caroline! I should probably go check turnip prices right away. Good morning. Here's hoping it'll be a good day, Peanut. Yeah, here's hoping. I'm midway through Civil Engineering for Beginners. It's such a great book. Trying to actually improve the town, are you? I wish you luck. You probably could, a lot better than I could, but, you know. I wish I had things to, like, ramble about. I suppose I could talk about the fact that there hasn't been a frickin' Undertale video all week. Oh, I'm selling. I get the feeling the afternoon's gonna be even better, but I am selling right now. Last night was like 182, so it was like, okay, I'm gonna wait. I could literally sell half of my turnips and then wait for the afternoon price to see what the other half is gonna be. I could do that. I don't think I'm going to, but I could. Because that's a lot of bells to just... Because what if the price drops again? What if this is just a random one-off spike? Like, I don't want to lose that. So, I think I'm going to sell all of them. I got the time anyway, so... I just need to be careful with these ones, because if I don't make sure it says 100 turnips before I pick it up, I'll probably end up picking up, like, the freaking console or the plaque from the wall. Really? What do I... Right, I do have a couple things on me. I gotta get this open. Bam. It's a very perfect painting. Got Moray up there. Get some Moray. It's the same joke they made, so, you know. You can't groan at me for the bad joke. It's the same bad joke they made. Yeah, I suppose I can make a little ramble about current Magic the Gathering. At least at this exact moment, it seems like what people have figured the meta out to be is blue-white control with all the mill cards, basically. Gala! It is, Butterbean! Nice to see you here, Snorty. It looks like she's working here now. I come here a lot just to browse. Though, if I did happen to find something nice, I'd pick it up. Wanna sell? You boys have given me an amazing price for once. So, I'm gonna be taking advantage of that. I say for once. For the first time in quite a while. Yeah. I just casually have a million bells on me now. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Yep, I got you, man. I've been called flea-bitten before. But this time I was Squeak. Yeah, you were. Just gonna... Oh, it didn't actually go into the water. Well, The curse remains. But yeah, like, it's kind of funny in a way, watching somebody who is a self-proclaimed, like, blue mage, control mage in Magic, complain when they try to play something that isn't control and realize just how annoyingly toxic control is. And it's like, yeah, people have been trying to tell you this for years, probably. But, you know, because it's what you enjoy doing, of making your opponent upset that they can't play the game, now you gotta deal with it when you try to play something and can't now play the game because there's so many control decks everywhere. You're having to always deal with them. Like, it's one of the things that makes me kinda not like playing Magic, is just, like, when there is a lot of control decks around, because it's like, well, what am I even supposed to do? Like, they're just sitting there, you know, 1-for-1ing or 1-for-2ing every card I've got, but they're in blue, so they get draw spells as well. Well, I probably don't have a good draw spell. And they'll just win. They'll run me out of cards, having an answer for literally everything I'm doing. And I'm gonna be completely honest to the Magic players out there. If I want to experience that, I may as well just fire up Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Like, because it's the same experience, it's just most decks are control decks by Magic standards. You know, building a board big enough to have basically enough negates to stop your opponent from doing everything they care about doing. There you go. Only usually it's a board of negates on top of bodies. That'll then punch you in the face next turn and win. Hooray! Hey there, Steven. I had shopping 2 powder puff. I want chat. Stepped in today because I had a feeling there might be a bargain waiting for me. I just need to find it. I mean, there are some nice lamps. I do like lamps. Where I have not found the money rock today, I'm tempted just to put literally all of my money away. But I know if I do that, my shovel's gonna break before I find the frickin' money rock. And I'm gonna need to buy a new one. So I think I'm just gonna put 870 away. But, yeah, like, it is really funny watching usually control players be like, man, this is bullcrap. It's like, yeah, it is. It's not as bad as, like, black control, in my opinion. Because black control is, rather than countering your spells, just forcing you to discard them before you get the chance to cast them. Right. There we go. Which, in my opinion, is just as bad, if not worse. Like, and, like, I've seen the argument of, like, well, you know, if you can get into a counter war, it's like, yeah, but you need to be playing that control deck against the control deck to get into a counter war of control cards. I was just thinking about you. Hi there, my fabulous bestie. Stop for a chat. Guess what? I was playing single player hide and seek and I won. So bored. Well, don't play single player hide and seek 2 days in a row, because you did that yesterday and you seemed like you were having quite a bit of fun with it. Let's come see Diva. Like, and a big part of what's making blue-white control so strong right now is a new spell that came out in the latest set. That's basically a board wipe that also mills half of the opponent's deck rounded up. So it's like, Soup, stay as long as you like. I want to chat. Okay, I forgot to vacuum. Sorry, I'm just not the busybody host type. Just go hunting for dust piles. Just don't go hunting for dust piles, okay? Yeah, it's fine. You're not gonna upset me by not vacuuming. If y'all could see my floor, I have not vacuumed or swept in probably over a year, because every time I do, Frisk throws a massive hissy fit, hates it, because I'm stealing her dirt, it seems like, and, like, I just give up after a while, because I don't want to deal with Frisk being a pain in the butt just because I swept the floor. The only thing I do, and I'm getting close to the point of doing it again, is I will basically sweep up all of the food she spits onto the floor. And it's getting to the point where I should do that again. But, yeah. But yeah, like, that board wipe, I think it's like 5 mana to wipe the entire board and banish half of a player's deck. You could banish half of your own if you really wanted to. And there are cards in the new set that do synergize with that, awkwardly, but they do synergize with that. Cosmogoyf, little 2 mana thing that gains power and toughness equal to the number of cards banished. It gains toughness +1 and power just equal. So if you could banish, you know, 30 cards, you're now looking at a 30-31 for 2 mana that you had to play until turn 5 to make happen. Like, and I'm gonna be completely honest, from my time having played Magic, especially in Standard. Jeez. And going, like, down into the older formats, this probably just gets worse. Yeah, turn 5 is kind of when the game is over. If you haven't won or lost by then, something is very wrong, or you're in a control mirror match. Like, that's more or less just what it feels like. Which I will say is really funny to me, of like, how I've seen Magic players be like, man, Yu-Gi-Oh's so fast, it's over before like turn 2. It's like, yeah, a lot of the times. The games aren't fast though. Like, playing a meta deck against a meta deck, you're both going to be there for 20-30 minutes to play through basically a turn and a half of Yu-Gi-Oh! And that's just simply because of the sheer amount of interaction that goes on. And like, I've also seen a thing where I'm like, I feel like this is a point of just having to agree to disagree with this mentality. But there's a mentality from some Magic players where it's like, oh, this bear looks done with life. Hey man, Ike, howdy. I'm just staking a claim for a bit, enjoying the camping life. Be seeing you around, Rudy. Alright man, you take care, no people care about you. I've never seen that animal before, but I'm sure someone, that's their favorite animal. This mentality is basically like, well, they can't imagine doing the same thing, duel after duel kind of thing. And it's like, well, isn't that the whole point of deck building for a competitive sense? Like, every time I've heard about, like, a top deck in Magic history, they don't talk about all of the various 4-ofs in the deck. No, they talk about the win conditions, the card that you want to get out, and that is the entire goal of the deck, is to get this card out and resolve that card. Might be a pair of cards. Like, right now, it's that board wipe for blue-white control. That is effectively the deck. If you don't see it, you're screwed. You know? Like... It's, you know... It's one of those things of, like, I get you don't want to play the same cards in the same sequence every time. Well, that's the fun thing about Yu-Gi-Oh! You don't. Like... Yo, Steven, stay as long as you like. Let's talk. There's nothing better than than cranking some bangers. Yeah, there's some you know what? Cranking some bangers on my Lily record player. My parents used to complain about the noise so much, but they're not here now. Wow, that is fair. That is something I'm looking forward to eventually about living on my own, is not really needing to use headphones all the time. Because, like, I know I don't need to do it now, but, like, the amount of times through my life where it's been, like, I'll be watching something and then later I'll have people be like, oh man, I heard what you were watching. It's like, okay, yeah, I don't feel like playing 20 questions about the stuff I watch, like... I'd rather just be able to watch things in peace. But yeah, like, in Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, let's use Sword Soul as an example, because they're a pretty easy archetype to explain this with. If in your opening hand, you have any worm, like the dragon worm, not worm the Yu-Gi-Oh! Archetype, any worm, plus Moyi and Longquan, well, ta-da, you've got full combo. If your opening hand is Longquan and a worm, you've got half your combo, but you can get to the other half. It's just now your combo is worse, because part of that full combo is searching something that isn't Longquan off of Moye and the token it makes that Synchro Monster, and then, you know, your line changes. How you play changes depending on what you have in your hand. Like, you don't just do the exact same card plays every single time. And I feel like that's hard to understand for Magic players, because the thing they're thinking of is, well, if I don't open the cards I need, I just mulligan. Yeah, we don't get that option. Nah, I don't like that dress. If it didn't have the pearls around the top, maybe. It just makes me feel like I'm a Karen. Like, if Yu-Gi-Oh! Had a mulligan option, it would be ludicrous. The tapestry hanging on the left wall over there belonged to our mother. Every time I look at it, I get this warm feeling inside. Like when she would hug me. Aww. I want to hug. I don't care if you've got spines, I will hug. I will endure the pain to hug the bean. But, like... And then if you just open a worm and Longquan, you're at the end of your combo, but you're not doing full combo. Like, you're making a level 10 synchro. That is what those two cards can do with each other. Smart greeting. I like running into you. Wanna chat? It's my second time. No, Simon. No. No, it wasn't. Trust me, it wasn't. You weren't there. I might have been in your dreams, but even then, it wasn't me. We've been through this. But, like, so many freaking bikes driving by. Am I the only one that, like, anytime, like, a loud bike drives by, my brain just can't focus anymore? It's just, like, words. What even are those? It's just so loud, at the right loudness to just, like, I hate it. Oops, Sky be crafting. What are you crafting? Sorry, I'm in the middle of something right now. What you up to? Really craft a tiny library. See how I do at it. Gonna learn by doing. Totally obsessed with it. Yeah, I already know how to make one. I'm not surprised. You never fail to impress. You must know a do-it-yourselfer out there who wants to learn how to make a tiny library. I mean, I'm sure I do, but none that I could give it to, really, so... But yeah, like, that's how Yu-Gi-Oh! Works. With Magic, though, like, a properly optimized Magic deck, you will just mulligan until, you know, a time or two, until you see the card you know you need to get everything going with the mana you need to get it going. And then you'll probably end up seeing the other cards you need throughout the game, because there's just enough draw support in Magic to, even in colors that don't usually draw, there is still draw support, to just reliably get to what you need. Yo, Steven. Feeling strong, Colonel? Let's talk. It's a great day for some cross-training. I should have added a Colonel there, but I didn't realize that was the end of what he was saying. Hey, you moving? Hey, Rambler, can you spare a minute? Got a situation here. See, my brain goes bye 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 whenever I come across a Notepad cat. So now I got about 5 more of the things that I want. This is where you come in, kiddo. I'll pass. I'm not selling you? Well, your loss, I suppose. I just don't want an Outback hat. I'm not much one for those. I think that was a new bug. That felt way too small. I think it's like a young cicada or something. I don't know. I almost feel like I should try to find one of those again. Because if that is actually a new bug, I would want to donate it. So let's get the bug net out. Do get a lot of trees kicking around, so... I do love how they more or less use the paths. Like, that is so cute. And, like... It's just one of those things where it's like, you know... Oh, it's the grasshopper I was hearing. I thought it was a cicada. I'm gonna sell you. You're confusing me. Like, it's just one of those things. I mean, it's kind of funny to me watching card game players of other card games be like, man, this is dumb. When their own card game, they play it basically the same way, and it's like, yeah, it is dumb, isn't it? Like, I don't think I've ever had a more annoying experience than playing against someone at Magic who had, like, a very much, like, dedicated strategy that relied on a 1-drop and a 2-drop. Especially on Arena, because Arena does hand smoothing, so it'll try to always make sure you have a 1-drop or a 2-drop if you have them in your deck. Which means now my Angel deck does indeed tend to have a 1-drop. Like, I just wish Gaida could see other Angels when she's played and give herself +1/+1 counters. That would be pretty cool. Okay, that's another grasshopper. Another hop grasser. You know, let's come see what the turnip price is right now, because that'll also reset bugs, so. But, like, that is so annoying to deal with. So, could I have made more money by waiting? No. Oh, that's a shame. I was actually really looking forward to, like, making the announcement of, hey, my island's open. Now I kind of wish I was up earlier, but it would have been literally 3 hours, which is not a lot of time for people to see that message. So... Because the Nooklings don't open until 9. Which is kind of the problem, like... That's why I don't tend to care as much about catching the morning price, because it's like... What am I even supposed to do at this point? Because... they're not open until 9. Unless I have early bird. But, like... I'd rather have Night Owl Ordinance, so that the shops are open later, so I don't need to worry as much about recording. I can, you know... I can record it at a time that's reasonable for whatever day it is. Man, I cannot find that small cicada again. I should have just caught it when I saw it. My brain didn't click that that might be actually new, because I'm pretty sure it's making the same sound as one I've already caught, but I don't know. But yeah, like, it is also kind of funny playing Magic as someone from other games. Because I have very much had moments while playing... I was trying to just get around the thing. I've very much had moments while playing where I'm like, man, I really wish there was just more consistency cards. There it is. Because, like, I would... Oh, yeah, there's new cicada. Walker cicada. I walk all the time and no one calls me Walker Steven. I mean, I'm sure some people do. That's the thing. Because I do walk a lot. You want to know how much I walk? I have hatched a 12-kilometer egg in Pokemon Go over the past 3 days, never leaving the house. I have done that much walking around the house. Though part of that was also just having my phone with me while exercising, but still, like... And it did also reduce the 12-kilometer to, I think it was like 8? Something like that. It did reduce the distance, but still, that's a long amount of walk. At the best of times. Especially for, you know, not leaving the house. Yeah, I got some donations, man. I got a painting, a moray eel, and your favorite thing, a bug. Yeah, I'm good. I will. I'm gonna go get my coffee. Because, yeah, like, it would be so nice. And I know cards like this used to exist. And they have a term for it in Magic called tutoring, because of Demonic Tutor being the card that did this initially. I'll basically just search your deck, get a card. I honestly wish that Magic had more specific tutors instead of draw cards. Which I know would turn Magic into Yu-Gi-Oh! Because that's how Yu-Gi-Oh! Works. We have tutors, not draw cards. And you might be thinking, like, well, you know, wouldn't draw cards be more... No, draw cards wouldn't be more balanced. Because the thing is, a tutor is probably only going to get one thing, and it's going to be one specific thing. Which basically means that your one tutor can't really tutor for something of another archetype, and you can't easily mix things. The optimal thing that if you could play all the draw cards in Yu-Gi-Oh!, it would be most optimal to just play a good stuff pile. because then you're going to be seeing all of the best cards the game has to offer. But if you're forced into playing archetypes due to tutors, well now you can't. Because you're only ever going to be seeing the cards that your tutors can get you for the most part. Like, you're not going to be seeing all of the random good stuff, so you're not going to be playing the random good stuff. Which is also where my confusion comes in with Magic decks, when people are like, this is just a good stuff pile. It's like, isn't that every deck, though? Like, wouldn't, in theory, every deck you play just be a good stuff pile, because there aren't archetypes in Magic? There is no tutoring to search out specific things. There's, you know... And even if there was, there is still no archetype. It would just be search out, you know, like just using this as an example, it'd be like, add a human to your hand. It's like, well, okay, there's humans freaking everywhere. In every color. And they all have extra other subtypes. There's nothing like, you know, let's use like Yu-Gi-Oh! Yummy, which again I mentioned yesterday. I love how people are hating on that name. I kind of love it, but hate it at the same time. Like, there's nothing like, add a yummy card from your deck to your hand. You know, where it's forcing you into an archetype, not just like a type. Yu-Gi-Oh! Does have some generic searchers, like there's Reinforcements of the Army, Rhoda, where that card says add 1 level 4 or lower warrior from your deck to your hand. It's at 1. Because that powerful of a tutor is too much for Yu-Gi-Oh! If it was at 3, good stuff warrior piles would be a lot better. And that's not what they want. They want you playing archetype. Because, like, if you're given the option of search any human in Magic, you're going to search the best one. You're going to put the best one in your deck, so you can search it off of your tutor. Like, you'll probably even run a ratio of, you know, 4 tutor to 1 card to search, just to make sure that you always have that as a target to search. Like, I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh! Does the same thing. We'll run 3 searchers to search 1 thing, because that increases the odds that you'll get the searcher to search the thing, which is what you want to do, because that's more optimal. Simon be thinking. You know what? Let's see. What's up, Simon? Oh, glad I ran into you. Feels like I've been looking for you forever. But anytime off my couch feels like forever, so it might have only been a few minutes. Anyway, the thing you were looking for, you know, the pajama dress? I was not looking for that. Huh? Maybe it was a dream I had. Sometimes it's kind of hard to tell dreams and, not dreams apart. Thanks, I guess? Nyom. But, like, I would love if there was a card, you know, an actual archetype released into Magic. Like, can you imagine... Oh, God damn, I need to stop fishing with my eyes. Can you imagine just how, like, messed up a lot of old-school Magic players would be to see, like... Let's imagine for a moment if, like, the main heroes of Final Fantasy had all been called, like, the Hero of Light Vivi, the Hero of Light Tifa, the Hero of Light Cloud. And then there had been cards that basically said to search out a, in brackets, Hero of Light, add it to your hand. That was like a colorless card. And then like each of the crystals basically said to like add a Hero of Light of their respective color from deck to hand. And then Heroes of Light in your hand you know, are X mana cheaper. You know, stuff like that. Can you imagine how just messed up they would be by like, man, these cards synergize. Imagine that. It'd be like, yeah, they do. It's nice, ain't it? Recipe. Dear anonymous reader, I write you with urgent notice of a new recipe I developed that is simply divine. I'm compelled to share my recipe, so I've stuffed it in this bottle. May it inspire you to action. Your muse, Gigi. Frosted cookies. It's just frosted cookies. You just took cookies and put frosting on them. That's not... okay. But, like, that would have been neat, and would have definitely gotten a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players... I was just fishing with my eyes again. It definitely would have got a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players playing Magic. Because it'd be like, oh, heck yeah, we actually have a thing that we can do. But, like... because, like, Magic just doesn't have this crap. And, like, also imagine, like, alongside that, they also add in, like, rather than all of the cities just be kind of bad, generic dual tap lands, have them instead be, add one colorless mana, or add, you know, color of choice to cast a hero, you know, Warrior of Light card. Like, that would have been cool. Would have gave them their own mana base and everything. But, like, that is something I've also noticed. Also, I'm saying but like a lot today. Is there's a lot of... I want to say it's misconception, but I feel like it's just terms being used differently. Where you'll see, like, a Magic player be like, oh man, this blank archetype in Magic, and they're talking about, like, aggro. It's like, no, that's a deck type, that's not an archetype. Like, aggro is not an archetype. Like, I honestly think the closest Magic gets to proper archetypes is tribes. But the problem is they don't really print cards to incentivize you to play tribes. You know? Like, there are a few. Like, Angels are an example. There are quite a few cards that basically say, you know... in Angels, that basically say, gains effect if you control other angels, or humans. Though predominantly it's other angels. Which, you know, okay, we're getting somewhere. That's why I built an angel deck. Was because I could see the synergies with my own eyes without having to read through, like, 300 cards. But, like, if I were to do that with, say, dragons. One, there's dragons in every color. So which one is the one for playing dragons as its own thing? Who knows? I sure don't. Are there any dragons that gain effects if you have other dragons? Some. Though that's mostly their removal. And it's usually a case of behold a dragon, basically it's meaning reveal a dragon in your hand. Which I can't help but feel is basically almost the same number of words for the same effect. You know, and then probably, like, reduce the cost of the card. Like, it's that sort of thing. So it's like, technically there is synergy there, but at the same time, there's also not the most amount of synergy there. Like, it's synergy in, like, removal, but a lot of the dragons themselves also have effects on them to be removal. Like, they'll be what are called adventure cards, where they are both a sorcery speed, or possibly instant speed, regular spell, but also the dragon on the other side, and you get to choose which side to play. And, you know, if you play the adventure side, it just gets shuffled back into the deck for you to draw again later. So, like, you're already playing removal. It just feels like these are extra removal cards if you're playing the dragon removal package to allow you to have extra removal, more than, here, play a full dragon deck. Doesn't help that there are not dragons at every cost level. There's removal at from dragons at lower costs, but there's no, like, on-the-board presence of dragons at lower costs. Which does make a bit of a difference between them and other things. And then you get, like, goblins. Goblins don't care to be run together for the most part, from what I've seen. A lot of them tend to do what goblins want to do, but at the same time, you could basically run goblins mixed in with anything, and mono red kind of did. Like, I'd seen variants of the mono red punchy deck that used to run Corey Steel Cutter running goblins in place of a few of the low-cost creatures, just to have more low-cost creatures to punch the opponent in the face with. Like, because that's what the deck cares about, is having low-cost creatures to punch you in the face with. They don't really care what those creatures are, as long as they have haste and can punch you in the face. And preferably also have a way of pumping themselves up in some way. And a lot of red cards in general just have ways of pumping themselves up. So it's like, you're not really playing goblins, you're playing red punchy, which isn't an archetype, it's just good stuff. You know. But meanwhile, on the other side of the coin with Yu-Gi-Oh, you get things like, well, if you're playing, say, well, Sword Soul, you're playing a Sword Soul deck. You might mix Sword Soul with Tenyi, not Tenyi, no. No, it is Tenyi. Is it? Oh, now I'm confusing myself. Yeah, it's Tenyi. Tenpai is the one you don't... Yeah. Tenyi's the older one that's full of worms that you mix it with. And you mix Tenyi in because it's an archetype made of worms. And Sword Soul needs the worms, and they are free bodies on the field. And just have convenient levels. But you're predominantly playing Sword Soul. Like, that's kind of how Yu-Gi-Oh works. You can generally, if your archetype synergizes with another, you can mix them, but it's it's not the easiest thing in the world to do, to mix archetypes. They kind of need to actually synergize. Like, if you're playing Melodious, you're playing Melodious. That entire archetype basically says you cannot play cards that do not say Melodious on them. You know. Which is kind of funny, given one of the cards that supports them is a monster called Crystal Rose. You never want to play that card, because playing it cuts you out, well, like, locks you out of most of your Melodious effects. But, like, it's a lore card, so, you know, basically it's an anime reference. But, yeah, the character who played Melodious in the anime ends up, like, becoming friends with another character, and, like, in their time of need, they're like, here, take this card, it'll help you. and it's Crystal Rose, and it supports both of their archetypes. It's like, that's cute. I will grant, that is cute, but like, from having played Melodious, that card is hot garbage, and you never want it in your hand, or deck, ever. But like, those are archetypes. And you don't generally see good stuff piles. I say generally because, like, they do exist. And quite honestly, they are at their worst on Master Duel. On the Yu-Gi-Oh! Online client, you will see the highest concentration of just good stuff piles. Purely because it is a blind best of one meta. So you want a deck that's good, blind best of one. Well, that basically means playing every good hand trap and also play the best one-card combos that you can get your hands on. Just who I wanted to see. Powder Puff. Oh, there I go again, saying Powder Puff again. Are you tired of me saying that? Should I try something else? Yeah, let's try something else. I'm not tired of it, but... okay. Okay, she is Flurry. So, I do just want to make sure that I'm spelling this right. Yes. It is 2 words. That's mostly what I was looking for. Is it 2 words or 1? Snow cone. Snow cone? Did I get that right? You got it. Snow cone. Snow cone. Yep. It's a natural fit for me. Of course it is. It's your Flurry. You coming through for me? Really like this new catchphrase so much, Snow cone. Yeah. But like, that's, I keep saying, but like, that's my catchphrase today. Or maybe it's my greetings. I tend to start sentences with it. It's one of those things where it's like, it just kind of bugs me when people are like, oh man, this archetype of punchy, it's like, that's not an archetype. That's a deck type. They are similar, but different. Like, you know, a deck type, you could basically say, is what your deck is doing. An archetype is what your deck is comprised of that synergizes with each other in meaningful ways. Like, and I have to say that because, like, one, you know, if I didn't, then you could argue, well, say, the black deck I've recently been playing in Magic, which is all about sacrificing and stuff. Well, that's an archetype of sacrifice. No, that's the deck type. There is no archetype within that deck. It has the deck type of being sacrifice. But it's not an archetype. There's no large chunk or even small number of cards that share the same name with support cards. At best, it's a series, you know, because some might have similar enough names to be counted as a series of cards, but not an archetype. An archetype needs support cards. And those support cards need to also share the name, or else they're just generic deck type support cards. Which, I know at that point, you could make the argument that I'm just being pedantic, but one could also make the argument that so are the people who are going, no, it's an archetype. You know, hey man, what up? I knew it. You do it. Alright. Feels like destiny. Alright. Got something even better. Sure, man. I would have rathered bells, but sure. Yeah, my coffee's weird today. Doesn't taste right. Well, let's come get this, this flounder donated. Wind's picking up. I kind of wish the wind would pick up today, but tropical storm hurricane's just a little too far off the coast. And I'm a little too inland. Got another donation. I don't think I can do the accent, but I'm gonna try my best. Ooh, why? That was... Ooh, why? I can't do it. My voice is not awake enough. Might interest you in a few fascinating facts about your ray. Oh, there we go. Yeah, please tell me. Wonderful. I'd love nothing more. The ray is an unusually shaped fish with a flat body and long tail, somewhat related to sharks. Seen from the bottom, the mouth on its stomach appears to be smiling, which is objectively adorable. But be cautious. Unlike most cute animals, some rays are extremely venomous. Beware the smile. And there you have it. Fascinating stuff, no? Rest assured, all donations are displayed in a timely manner. You have my gratitude. Yep, and anyone who still holds resentment towards stingrays for what happened to Steve Irwin, please stop and consider. He wouldn't want you to hate the animal. So why do you hate it? Like, come on. Like, he'd probably have been the first person to tell you, if he had survived, that he was stupid in what he did. Like, it wasn't the animal's fault. He scared it. It's an animal. It was a natural response. Like... And Snakehead. That's for a medium. Hey, Blathers! I got another donation for you. I was just gonna fill my inventory for a fish. I thought I had gotten everything I could donate, basically. Ooh. Oh dear, pardon me. Do have a look around. No rush. Take your time. How may I assist you? Donation. Marvelous. What would you like to donate? Giant snakehead. Hooty hoo. This must be a giant snakehead. Now, might I interest you in a few fascinating facts about your giant snakehead? Yeah, please tell me. Wonderful. I'd love nothing more. The giant snakehead is quite a sight to behold, what? One glance conjures up visions of its namesake. The resilient creature can even find a home in mud, where it is able to breathe. As a matter of fact, it dislikes cold weather, so during wintertime, the mud serves as its temporary home. I hear that they eat anything that swims past their head. Well, odd. I feel a sense of owlship with them. And there you have it. Fascinating stuff, no? Yeah, I mean, I also eat nearest food. I actually remember making that joke on, in like, the chat of the 8-Bit Drummer stream one day. It was like, basically, it came to, like, favorite... I think it was, like, favorite pizza or something. Or it was something along those lines. It was, like, food-related, and what's your favorite? I just put in the chat nearest. And he had saw it and kind of died laughing. That was great. Which I mean is kind of true with a lot of food. My favorite is the nearest one. You know. And I imagine a lot of people feel that same way. So, like... $29.90. But, yeah, like, hey, at least today I rambled about something that wasn't just random content creators. I rambled about card games, again. I feel like I should poke Alestral's Clash again, because they have updated a few times since I last played, but I don't think my opinion's gonna change much for the moment. The game just doesn't feel ready. It feels bad. But we're gonna nap here in Caroline's yard. And that's going to be it for today. I thank you all very much for watching, and hopefully I shall see you back here tomorrow for more Animal Crossing New Horizons. See you all then! And now in the send card, I'd like to ask, if you liked the video, could you maybe hit the like button? And if you're not subscribed, could you maybe subscribe? It'd help me out a lot. Thanks a bunch.